Alright guys, before I get into today's video, I know there are a bunch of videos like this all over YouTube, and I decided that I would just do one by myself and form my own opinions. I also want to let you know these are the original My League ratings of players, and even if they have their My Team cards, which I do put up on the screen. But let's hop into number one. A number one without a doubt in my mind is Draymond Green. He started out the year under his original 2K rating as an 82 overall, and for 2K17 I think that he should be a 90 overall. This is because the points he puts up per game, the rebounds puts up per game, and assists. I think without a doubt he is the most important player on the Golden State Warriors, both defensively and then occasionally offensively, because obviously you have two of the best shooters in the NBA in Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Moving on to number two, we do have Russell Westbrook, who started out the year at an 89 overall in 2K. He's still that in my league, and then I think next year in 2K17 he should be a 95 overall, and this is because he is an MVP player. He's the type of player, he was an absolute game changer. His shot's not terrible, but he's improving that, and he's definitely number two on my list. Now moving on to number three, kind of a little bit of a surprise here. We have Andrew Wiggins of the Minnesota Timberwolves, who started out the year in 80 overall, and next year in NBA 2K17 I personally think that he should be an 87 overall, just because of his style of play. I think he's going to be one of the best small forwards in the NBA at some point in the next 5 to 7 years. I think once like LeBron's past his prime, once KD's gone, Andrew Wiggins is going to take over the NBA, and that's why I put him at number three. Alright guys, and number four on my list, Kawhi Leonard, who started the year as an 87 overall. How about that? Your defensive player of the year starts out his rating as an 87 overall. Personally, 94 overall is completely what he should be in NBA 2K17. He's a great defensive player, and he's also a great offensive player. Definitely a top 3 small forward in the NBA. And now let's move on. And number 5 on my list is Damian Lillard, by far I think the most underrated point guard in the NBA. Puts up 25 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists. And he's not even considered like a top 3 point guard in the NBA. That is just ridiculous. An 86 overall does not do him justice. I think a 90 overall at minimum is the accurate rating for Damian Lillard, and I think personally he should probably go up a little bit more, but 90 overall to start is fine. The next player on my list is Demarcus Cousins. I personally think that he is the best center in the NBA. I would give him a 92 rating for NBA 2K17. He puts up 27 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. Those are great numbers for a center, and he has an outside shot. So, I mean, personally, definitely the best center for now. I think Cat's going to catch him in a few years. Now, moving on to the next player on my list, Kyrie Irving, who personally, I think, if he did not have LeBron on his team, could put up MVP stats. And this is just because he would take over that team. Kevin Love is not going to lead a team. Obviously, he does have LeBron, though. I'm definitely not saying that's a bad thing, and it's never a bad thing when you have LeBron on your team. But Kyrie Irving definitely should be like a 91 overall, not an 87. Moving on to the next player on my list, who came back from a horrific injury a few years ago, Paul George of the Indiana Pacers, who puts up 23 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Definitely an MVP type player, definitely a probably top 4 or 5 small forward in the NBA. Completely carries the Indiana Pacers, and I personally think he should be a 90 overall in 2K17. He started out the year in 87 in 2K16, and I don't think that definitely did not do him justice. And so I think he should definitely make an improvement for 2K17. And the next player on my list is Hassan Whiteside, who is a rebounding machine. Just got an absolutely huge contract from the Miami Heat. He's been on so many teams in his career, and I think he started out the year at an 81 in 2K16, and I think in 2K17 he should be an 87 overall, just personally because I consider him a top 5 center in the NBA, and I think he was done. I don't think he should have been an 81 to start out 2K16, even though he wasn't great at the time. And finally, probably the most underrated player on this list, Isaiah Thomas of the Celtics. I personally think a top 6 or 7 point guard in the NBA. I mean, you can't deny the fact, he's like, what, 5'8", 5'9", and he puts up stats like he's 6'3". So, Isaiah Thomas definitely on this list. He should be an 86 overall in 2K17, but that has been it for this list. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like down below. Part 2 will be coming out to this, so make some suggestions for it. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one.